this is Deanna at Key to Music, and I'm going to explain to you how to go about breaking down your goals for guitar playing with a couple of examples. So if you're at the beginning of learning how to do anything, you don't necessarily have an understanding of how the big things can be separated into small things, and it would be unrealistic to understand how to do that by yourself. But it isn't too difficult. So we're going to just go through an example of one or two common goals and how you would break them down and approach them. When it comes to your personal ones, if they, you're going to have particular ones, and we'll help you with those as well. So, for example, one common goal would be to play in a band. That might be a long-term objective. And, to do that, you're going to need to know some songs. So if this is a long term, then a medium term goal would be know and be able to play songs. Let's say between 3 to 8, because if you're going to be playing an open mic, you typically need 2 or 3. If you're going to play a full set with a band, you typically need sort of 6 to 8. So how would we know, what do we need to do to be able to learn songs? How would we translate that into short-term goals? So a short-term goal might be to learn one song. And to do that, you're going to need to be able to know open chords and probably some other chords. So you need to have a certain number of chords memorized. Another short-term goal might be that you're going to need to have the rhythm and strumming memorized for that particular song. There might be another song that has a few riffs or single note parts in it. So we would need to be able to play those. So for example, let's say you wanted to play something like Sunshine of Your Love, you would need to be able to do the bum 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 bum. And you need to have that memorized and be able to play it fluently. So that would be 3 kind of short-term things that you could take care of on the way to being over here. So if you are coming in for your first guitar lesson and this is eventually what you want to be able to do, it's quite a lot to think about in one go. But if you're actually thinking about just going dun 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 dun, and you're just learning those 3 notes, or you're learning 4 chords, suddenly that's much more achievable, and you can definitely learn 4 chords within a month. So that's the type of, that's one type of example. So another type of example would be, let's say you want to be able to improvise really well in common guitar keys. Now, this is a very big topic, so I'm not saying that this is a kind of ultimate breakdown, but for example, if that was a long-term goal, a medium-term goal would be to know the commonest patterns know all the patterns for the 3 commonest groups of scale families that are used for improvisation. So there are more than 3 possibilities, but you can go a long way with those. And a short-term, some 3 short-term things for that would be to know one pattern. And we would also need to know all the notes on the fretboard quite well to be able to do this. But if you just try to look at the fretboard and learn it all in one go, it would be immense. So maybe you're just going to learn where all the C's are. You could definitely memorise where C's are on fretboard in 1 month. And let's say another short-term goal would be to be able to play your single note pattern with 8th notes. because if you just play a long stream of notes on their own, they're kind of boring. So you need great rhythm to be able to play good melodies of lead guitar. So to be able to do all of this stuff all over the guitar in any possible rhythm is a lot. But you could definitely know one pattern, know where the C's are, and be able to play that one pattern in eighth notes in a short period of time, and that would already sound great. So typically, just to kind of recap, what we're aiming to do here is start narrowing down some specific goals on guitar that we can measure and have a deadline for, so that we know how we're getting on. It's not that that's going to be stressful if we are a little bit ambitious and we don't leave ourselves quite enough time to accomplish that thing that we wanted to do. That doesn't matter, we can just reset it, and we know that now we know, well, that particular thing takes a little bit longer than I thought. But typically people get a lot further and they do things much quicker when they do have kind of set a deliberate intention for what it is they want to accomplish and when they want to accomplish it by. And the reasons for wanting to do so, which we talked about in the little clip before this, are really important, because I could say, yeah, well, I'm going to run like 12 miles in 2 hours or less by the 6th of December. But if I've got no reason for wanting to do that, there's no way I'm going to put myself through going running in the rain in Scotland. So if I've got a really strong reason, then maybe I will. But it's not enough just saying I'm going to do something. The reasons that you have for wanting to be able to do it are really important. When you've got that emotional investment and you're looking forward to how it's going to feel, then all this stuff is going to be powerful and it's going to help you. So I hope you found that useful, and this is something you're going to get a lot more practice with, so don't worry if right now you're not feeling sure about how to break your goals down. It all gets easier the more you do it.